ever heard of a song called She's Not a Girl?
Yes.
Who wrote it?
I wrote it.
Was it released?
Pardon?
Was it recorded and released?
It was recorded but never released. It's a demo.
Pardon me?
It's a demo that I did, I think at the Encino house.
You know what year?
No.
How about a song called You Ain't Gonna Change Nothing?
I wrote that.
Was that released?
No.
How about Lucy is in Love with Linus?
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
Who is the girl with her hair down?
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
Lonely Man.
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
Going to Rio?
Going where?
Going to Rio.
Going to Rio. I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
Recall when you wrote it?
No, but it was before Thriller. Before Off the Wall.
Tomboy.
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
You know when you wrote it?
I wrote Tomboy for the Bad album. That was after Thriller. So I don't know the dates.
Buffalo Bill?
Buffalo Bill was written after I wrote Billie Jean. So that was written after the Thriller album.
Released?
Yes. Never released.
Al Capone.
Al Capone was written after the Thriller album. Never released.
Michael McKellar?
Michael McKellar?
Yes.
How do you know about Michael McKellar? I wrote Michael McKellar.
You wrote it?
Yes.
Released?
Never released.
Thank You for Life?
Thank You for Life. I wrote that.
You know when?
Thank You for Life was written, boy, way before Off the Wall. I don't know the date, but it had to be around, if I could guess. Would you like for me to guess?
No, I don't want you to guess.
Okay, then I can't say.
Was it ever released?
Never released.
Much Too Soon.
I wrote Much Too Soon.
Released?
Never released.
What a Lonely Way to Go?
I wrote that one.
You know when?
Before Off the Wall.
Released?
Never released.
Who Do You Know?
I wrote Who Do You Know?
Released?
Never released.
You Are a Liar.
I wrote You're a Liar.
Released?
Never released.
Cry?
I wrote cry.
Released?
Never released.
Make a wish.
I can't recall that one. Just give me a minute. I can't recall that one.
Crack kills.
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Free?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Fly away?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Children's hour. The children's hour?
I wrote that one.
Was that released?
Never released.
Baby smiles?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
A baby smiles?
I wrote that one. Same one.
Sister Sue?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Little Susie?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Tragedy of a cheerleader?
Tragedy of a cheerleader. I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Get around?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Little girls?
I can't recall that one.
In the Valley?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Can you hold on a second? No, Little Girls, I do remember. Yes, I wrote that one. Never released.
And In the Valley?
I wrote that one.
Was that released?
Never released.
Red Eye?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
I Forgive You?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Why Shy?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
I Have This Love of Me?
I wrote that one.
Is that released?
Never released.
Lama Lola?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
California Grass?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Kentucky?
I wrote that one.
You know when you wrote that one?
'70-something. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, do you know where your children are?
I wrote that one.
Was that released?
Never released.
Bad Girl?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Lonely Bird?
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Smooth Cheater?
I wrote that one. I wrote that one. I co-wrote that one.
Was it released?
Never released.
People have to make some kind of joke.
I wrote that one.
Released?
Never released.
Is that co-written?
I don't think so. I'm not positive. It could have been co-written with my brother, but I'm not positive. I think I wrote that one myself.
Love never felt so good.
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
You have a co-writer?
Give me a minute to think. I'm not positive on that. It could have been a co-writer on that one.
Would have been Paul Anka?
Could have been, yes.
All Right Now?
I wrote that.
Solely or co-written?
I think I wrote that with my brother.
Was it ever released?
No.
Scared of the Moon?
Yes.
Scared of the Moon?
Never been released. Co-written.
With Buzz Cohan?
Yes.
Neverland Landing?
Co-written.
Released?
Never released.
We Are the Ones?
I wrote that one.
Co-written or written solely?
Solely.
Released?
Never released.
What Was Your Life?
What's Your Life? It's called What's Your Life?
Okay.
Wrote that with my brother Jermaine.
Released?
Never released.
Fantasy?
Co-written with my brother.
Released?
Never released.
The Sky Is the Limit?
Co-written.
With whom?
My brother.
Released?
Never released.
Saved by the Bell?
Co-written with my brother.
Released?
Never released.
Chicago, 1945?
Co-written.
Released?
Never released.
Make or Break?
Co-written.
Released?
Never released.
Turning Me Off?
I wrote that co-written.
Released?
Never released.
Sunset Driver?
Co-written.
Released?
Never released.
Far, Far Away?
I wrote that.
Released?
Never released.
Do you have a co-writer on that one?
Not that I can remember.